Alright guys, and welcome back to Satisfactory. In the last episode when we left off, we had just made excuse me, a mini Caterium factory for Quickwire, and added some more powers. Relatively short and sweet episode, but kind of going back and forth between whether or not I want to keep the episodes short or longer. Ultimately, I think I'm going to go a little bit... in the future, I'd like to go a little longer. If you've seen what Darren plays, he plays Satisfactory, and a lot of his videos are like an hour long. So for Satisfactory, that's at least what I'm thinking. But in between episodes, over here, I just added a few things to the Caterium factory. So last time we were here, it was just these two working on the quick wire going into this storage container. Now I've got quick wire going into this assembler, along with copper sheets, making AI limiters, which we've got a bunch of right now. AI limiters are handy for smart splitters. Right now we can just use normal splitters, and smart splitters aren't something that I'm too concerned about right now, but in the future they'll probably end up seeing some use. Additionally, I'll head over here real quick and I can show you what else I've done. So over here next to our iron factory, basically, I had so many iron plates, I just decided, sure, we'll go ahead and branch off some of them going into an awesome sink, because I realized we didn't have an awesome sink at the time, and a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do in the future involves stuff that we get from the awesome shop. So I left that going, and I bought a number of things. I don't think I can really show them, but street light for management. I got a conveyor lift floor hole and a wall power outlet, among some other things. In the future, what I'm looking to do, I got door walls as well. In the future, we'd like to get all of this, of course, but the big things I think are conveyor walls, and then for architecture, probably some railing or road barriers of some sort, and then the customizer, I'd like to get concrete foundation material and probably coated concrete at some point in the future as well, but we'll need rubber for that, or plastic rather. So, other than that, yeah, just been kind of chilling, letting this run its course. Little tip, by the way, so you can put just random material or like constructed stuff like these iron plates. You can just dump them into the awesome sink, or you can also put the DNA capsules that you get from crafting with the remains of a creature. So if we come over here, we've got animal protein, or alien protein rather. If you put this, if you can craft some alien DNA capsules, and you put those in there, and they're worth 1,000 points each. So going around and doing that is honestly probably one of the most efficient ways to get awesome tickets, at least initially. It kind of does start to ramp up eventually, but so yeah, that's just some minor stuff I did. Nothing too crazy, mainly just, you know, quality of life stuff and to help with the building. Additionally, if I break out we have the MAM over here, over in Caterium. I don't think you guys were here for this, but I did unlock Power Pole Mark IIs. Maybe you're here for this, but then the air limiters, and I was just kind of waiting for the smart splitters over here. But yeah, today's episode, probably gonna keep it relatively short and simple. Hopefully it's short. We'll see how long it takes to build this factory, but for starters I want to add some extra power, because for what we're building today we will need extra power. We're short like 100 megawatts, so we're gonna go and make 4 more coal generators over at the coal power plant, and that'll give us up to 900 capacity, excluding the biomass burners. I don't really count those. So before we get over there and start doing that, though, I kind of wanted to go through what exactly I was going to do today. So I'll bring you over to my second monitor real quick. So I mentioned in the last episode making a steel factory. Same plan for today, and I scaled up my idea quite a bit. So we're looking to do, for now, 45 steel beams a minute, which you see takes 180 coal and 180 iron per minute. We get 45 steel beams a minute. For steel pipes, I'm hoping to get 40 a minute, and that takes 60 coal and 60 iron a minute. And we don't have this unlocked right now, but encased industrial beams, I'm looking to get 20 per minute, and you can see we'll need a lot of materials for that. So going back to Satisfactory real quick for a second, I wanted to come and look and see. So we'll need advanced steel for the encased industrial beams, but in tier 3 we need to get basic steel production, which we just need some extra wire and rotors, which I'll go do real quick before we get going to get the extra power. But if I bring you back over here, as for the place I'm looking at, come over here to this interactive map. You can look this up online. It's just satisfactorycalculator.com, and then you go to the interactive map tab over here. So here's about where we are. We're up here, so just southeast from us, east of the arch. We've got a nice area with iron, limestone, and a pure coal node. The pure coal node is really going to come in handy because, as you can see, right now we can only get a miner mark 1, but soon we'll be able to get a miner mark 2. And operating at peak efficiency, or just 100% rather, with no power slugs, we'll be able to get 240 per minute. So if we come over to, I also have an Excel sheet pulled up. Here's kind of what we're looking at for the totals. So we'll need 560 coal, 560 iron, and 300 limestone. That's in the future again, because we don't have encased industrial beams right now. So we're just going to start off with the beams and the pipes. So this is what we're looking for the totals: 240 coal and 240 iron. So in order to do that, the 240 coal, we just need a miner mark 1 at 200%, or we can get a miner mark 2 at just normal percent, and that'll give us that 240 per minute coal. For the iron, we need 2 miner mark 2s because these are only normal nodes. So I think we unlock miner mark 2s pretty soon. It might be basic steel production actually, or it might be advanced steel production. Either way, I have some power shards on me which we can use. We just need to put 2 in each, which we have enough. So that's looking pretty good. And I already set up a little foundation area over here as well. As for the layout, here's what I'm kind of looking at. So I'll take this top layer off real quick. So we'll have the foundries down here. This will be a line of, this is for the encased industrial beam, so this is going to be the second floor. So it'll have the foundries over here. If we go back over here and look at how many buildings we'll need 8 foundries, 13 constructors all in this area, and then we'll just need 4 assemblers up here, and that'll give us that 20 encased industrial beams a minute that we're looking for. Now this second layer, this is the actual factory floor plan. So this will be the length and the width of the factory. These 2 corners are going to be towers, I'm thinking, eventually. So we'll put some stairs in there, and that's how you get to the second floor, and maybe third floor if we decide to make some extra stuff up there. And then we also have the production line, so all the foundries are going to come from over here with the steel ingots, and then go into these 6 constructors on the right. The limestone will come out here. And then it'll go to the 7 constructors over here on the left. And then the concrete and the steel beams will come into these assemblers, and then we'll have storage bins somewhere. So that's kind of where we're standing as far as the factory layout. But once I start doing it, it'll make a lot more sense. For now, I'm going to go and add some extra power. I'm going to skip till we get over there and then make a little time lapse of it so you guys aren't super bored. Okay, that took way longer than it should have. I messed up a few times, but we're good. So we've got 2 new water extractors and 4 new coal generators, all ready to go. So we'll go ahead and bring over a Mark II power pole and hook them all up. I'm not too concerned about it not operating at full capacity initially, simply because we don't need the power right now. It's just going to be in the future. So, but we can bring this last one over. And cool. Just double check real quick. Oops. And it looks like it's going up, so that is very good. All right, we'll head over to the back to the hub. By the way, I unlocked basic steel production, so we can now go and get that project underway. And on the right, you can see I added storage for one of the things I wanted to do. Not like a huge storage area, but somewhat close to the hub. I want to have a few containers just for random materials, so that way I don't have to go all the way to a factory and grab some materials. So if I'm there, I'll grab materials, put it in the bin when I'm back, and then when I need it, all the materials should just be in one nice place for me. So that's kind of the idea, but we're getting closer over here. Show you on the map real quick. This is where we're planning on putting the steel factory. So I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure that I've got all the materials I need, and then we'll go ahead and start making that factory. Alright, so here we are at the construction site. As you can see, here is about where it is on the map. I already laid out a few foundations just to get an idea of where we're going to be putting this. So the foundation is 16 by 9. So 16 this way and then 9 that way. Unfortunately, this rock might be cutting it a little close. I think we'll be fine for the most part. Maybe just a little bit of clipping, but that would be very annoying if it did not. So, but we'll go out 8 more. That's 9 that way and 16 across. Right here's our limestone. Here's our iron over here. Again, these are normal nodes. And then we've got the coal node, which is going to be up there, I believe. Yep, and it's a pure node. So, miner mark 1 will give us 120 from that coal. 60 per iron node, so that's 120, and then the 60 from the limestone. As I said, we'll need 180 per minute from both the iron and the coal for the first floor, for the steel pipes and the steel beams. So, what we'll end up doing is we will end up overclocking all of them up to 200%, so that way they're at 120 each. Actually, we just need to overclock. No, we will need to overclock at least one of them with 2, because we need 180 per minute. I'll go and recheck the numbers, but that's kind of what we're sitting at. So I'm going to lay out the foundations real quick, and we'll kind of see where we're sitting. On the right, we've got the materials we need. Picked up a few extra just in case. See, we need a lot of concrete. But yeah, I will go ahead and fast forward this, and then we'll see you once we're done with the layout. Alright, so we got the whole thing laid out. So just checking again, so it'll be a 3x3 up here in this corner. I'll just mark it by taking off one of the foundations. This is going to be a tower, so it's going to go straight up to the next floor and maybe subsequent floors depending on if we expand it upward. Same thing over here. This will be a tower as well. Now I could flip it, having the tower in that corner, which might work out a little better from this this rock formation. But I do think this tower is gonna have a nice view, so we will keep it as is, and we'll decide if we need to change it later. But okay, so that's the first floor. We're gonna come down here real quick, and we're gonna get first off these things mined out, and then we'll get the miners put down. So we'll just put down the iron ore and the coal for now, those miners. We'll kind of leave the limestone until we need it later on. Rid of that iron ore. Come and make 3 portable miners. Although we'll only be able to make 2 2 at this moment because we don't have an extra slot. We can get rid of the leaves, sure. The wood. Okay. So, as for where we're gonna have the inputs, I'm thinking we'll just kind of go straight up through the floor. And before we even do the miners, I'm thinking we'll go ahead and get the foundries and whatnot put down. So let me just come over here again and see what we need for the steel beam and steel pipe. So we'll need 4 foundries for the steel beam, 2 foundries for the steel pipes, and then 2 constructors each. Sorry, 2 constructors for the pipes and 3 constructors for the beams, which isn't too bad. So it'll be a row of 6 foundries and then a row of 5 constructors after that. Okay, so we'll have this row kind of for the conveyors and whatnot. This is going to be going into the tower, so we'll have the foundries right here. And I mean, we've got plenty of space on this floor. Might as well just bring the foundries up one. And the reason I'm saying that is because if we bring the foundries up one, then we can have the conveyors right here, and then all the way over here we'll have the door going up the tower. So that'll be nice. So we'll keep it as is. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 foundries all on the line right there. Alright. Now what we'll do is we'll put the constructors just after them. So we'll have 2 constructors for the pipes. Let me get this kind of lined up. We want there to be a free row right here, and then also a free row right here, because we'll have the splitters for this one, the mergers for this one, and then the splitters for this one. That looks about right. So 1 and a 2. And then we'll do the 4 for over here, which will align that with this bad boy. And correction, it's just 3 for over here. So there's gonna be a lot of empty space on this floor, all the way over there, and over here we'll probably have the storage bins. So we'll have 3 bins, 1 for each of the materials that we're making. Okay, but that's looking pretty good. So we'll have the coal come in through a wall over here. I don't actually have the there's a conveyor wall that you can put in, like it has a hole cut out for the conveyor. I don't have that unlocked, so we'll just have to stick with leaving it open for now. But once we do unlock it, we can come back here and do that. But for now, splitter. So it'll be 240 coming through here total, and we're gonna be operating on less than ideal efficiency for starters, because we don't have better than Mark II belts, and we'll need Mark III belts for this at the minimum. So we'll just put down the splitters and stuff, and then we'll be back once I'm done pretty much conveying everything up. Alright, so we have unfortunately had a little bit of a hiccup regarding the iron ore. So if I go and place down a miner Mark I, it goes through the floor, which, you know, I'd rather not have that happen. So what we're doing instead is there's luckily 2 other iron deposits just over here, so I'm using these instead. They should be normal deposits. Let me just double check. Yep, normal and normal. So those are coming up here and going up through the floor hole I have right here. Up over here to the first floor of the factory. So to kind of recap what I've done, first off here is the manifold for the iron ore coming through here. These are going to be upgraded to Mark III eventually, because Mark II is not going to cut it for now. But we're good for the meantime. But these first 2 are making steel ingots. This one is set to only 15 per minute. This one's set to 45 per minute, so that's 60 per minute total. And then these are merging together going into these two constructors for steel pipes, consuming 30 steel ingots per minute and making 20 per machine, so that's 40 steel pipes a minute, and going into this container over here. Over down here, we've got 4 foundries, all working at maximum capacity, so each is making 45 a minute, which is 180 total. Again, manifold, so it's merging all into one, then splitting off again into 3 constructors, taking 60 steel per minute, and then making 15 steel beams a minute each. And then it's going out the back here. Again, manifold over there, going up here, and then going into this container over here. So pretty simple stuff, not too crazy. I hooked up the coal over there. I needed to make the these belts Mark II because we will need to upgrade that that miner, or boost it rather, with the power slug. Additionally, what I did was I started making preparations for the second floor. So over here is going to be a tower. We've got a door coming in here. We've got the staircase coming up, and then we'll have another door somewhere around here or over here. And this is going to be the assembler area. Over there is going to be the assemblers. So the foundries are going to be over in this area. Right now we're a little bit low on materials, so I was going to go back and hook up the power along with grabbing some extra materials. So I will do that real quick, and I'm going to cut until we get power, and then I'm going to cut again until I finish the rest of the factory. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, and we're back. Now, I actually made a mistake. When I was making the extra coal generators, I forgot to power on the other miner. So I was like, why is our capacity all over the place? That's why. So I had to go and power that other miner on. We're going to see some fluctuations for a minute, but it should be pretty stable over time. It'll stabilize itself out. But in the meantime, I went to go put some power slugs, or power shards rather, in each of the miners. So this one's now operating at 200% at 240 coal a minute, and those 2 iron miners down there are operating at 200% each at 120 per minute each, so that's 240 total. Alright, so I guess we'll go ahead and start powering it on. I also had enough tickets, so I decided to get the this wall thing, whatever it's called, I forgot what it's called, the wall conveyor. You know what I'm talking about. So we'll just bring a power line up real quick. I'm going to go ahead and just fill in the rest of this foundation so we can get some things up top going, if you know what I mean. Alright, so we've got all the outlets hooked up to each other, and now, this is kind of bothering me, so let's just even it out. And now let's go ahead and start hooking them up, starting from over here, so that way we can see it all working at once. So we'll go up, bam. Starting these guys up. And there we go. So now I'll be able to see everything starting up, and the steel is going already. So let me just see, these conveyors are definitely not right. So we got 45 plus 45, that's 90. We'll upgrade that one, so. Definitely should be Mark IIs up to there, and this one's taking 60 and 60, so yeah, that should be a Mark II as well. So we need those Mark III belts, like ASAP, because this is not going to be super efficient as is. This one's fine because it's only 45 and 15. But everything looks to be operating well except for the coal, and that's because I don't have this stuff hooked up as a Mark II. So let me go and do that real quick. Alright, that should do it. Should be flowing pretty smoothly now. The iron, of course, is going just fine. Let's see, we already have some pipes and beams in here. Looking good. Everything is working as it should be. And let me just double check. Yeah, these are 45 and 40, so we don't need Mark II belts for that. Very good, very good. So, yeah, that's the first floor. I'm gonna go ahead and cut now and do the second floor, and then we'll be back. So, yep, see you guys in a second. All right, guys, we're back. Pretty much finished everything I wanted to. So, over there, I made another tower. Here's the tower we had originally. I also made it go downstairs to make it a little easier to get up. So coming from that way, I'll just hang around here. I'll probably put a ramp right here as well. Matter of fact, I'll do that right meow. So a ramp right here. Come on up. Here's the catwalk. And I just come up to the next floor. So I haven't hooked anything up, and I haven't belted anything either. I just put the machines down just to kind of get an idea of what we're doing. So kind of recap, these 6 constructors on the right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are all going to be using the steel made from these foundries to make steel beams, and they're going to be sent over here to the assemblers. And then the 7 on the left over here, we're going to have limestone coming up from downstairs right there. Maybe we'll see if that one doesn't clip through. If not, there's other limestone around, so it's no big deal. And we'll just have that go through the other constructors making concrete. So I would finish building all this stuff. As you can see, I am pretty much out of materials. So I'm going to leave it as is for now. And we'll just head back over to, before I go, let me grab our stuff. We got a bunch of steel beams and some steel pipes. The beams are being a little bit less efficient than I thought they would be. 13%, 25%. Let's see what's going on here. It's probably just because the machines over there haven't filled up with coal yet. So this is the problem with the manifolds, is that it takes time for the machines to fill up. So these 2 are filling up first. Now let's try putting a Mark II belt. That would probably help because this stuff's getting backed up. Done a few Mark II belts. That should pretty much do it, right? Yeah, so those 2. Well, actually, that'll be 90, so we'll just put a Mark II belt for now. Excuse me. So that'll hopefully alleviate that problem. We'll get some more steel beams going. But for now, we'll head back to base and see what we can unlock, as well as start making that storage facility. I'm going to go and cross off these 2 things because we've already done them, and I'll see you guys back at base. Alright, here we are back at the hub. We'll look at our upgrades. Vehicular transport. We could get, I don't think we really need this right now. The extra inventory slots will be helpful, but that's more of a minor thing. If I do unlock that off camera, I might, and then we'll set up some truck stations on camera. But for now, advanced steel production, we just need more rotors, concrete, and wire, and we can have that. Which will be really nice because then we could change those miners over there to miner Mark IIs, and also start working on the encased industrial beam factory. Power infrastructure, that would also be useful for the power towers. Hyper tubes, we're gonna have to get that one eventually, and logistics Mark III, that's a big one. We need more steel beams. concrete, and the blueprints, again, just all stuff that we already have. So for now, we'll hold off on getting anything. I'll probably, once I end the episode, I'll probably go and get Logistics Mark III, replace those storage containers with industrial storage containers, and then wherever the Mark III belts are needed, I'll put those in. But for now, we can go work on a storage area. So what I have in mind, or what I'm thinking about anyways, is grab a bunch of iron plates. So this area right here, probably here soon, honestly, in the next episode or the episode after, I'm just going to do away with like all of these iron factories, and because we're going to have the minor Mark IIs, we can make a lot more iron. And so I'll set up a proper factory making iron plates, iron rods, probably reinforced iron plates as well, and screws. So making all of those in one factory instead of having it as it is right now. We've got several different, like, it's just all jumbled around, you know. Copper will keep that, and the rotor will keep that as well. But with that in mind, additionally, in the future, once we unlock blueprints and we have enough of a need for it, I'm going to start putting down some roads. And so I'd want the storage to be somewhere near the roads. So what I'm thinking is the factory for the iron stuff will probably be about the same level as that. The floor level for it is going to be about the same level as that cliff up there. So with that said, I think over here would be a great spot for just a bunch of extra random storage. And we'll make sure we put it on the world grid. Excuse me. So we'll go ahead and we'll see what we want to do here. So this is a nice flat area over here. We'll just build a few foundations over. Get that. There we go. We'll build a few foundations. Then we'll clear out just some of these branches so they're not in our way. And we'll just start putting down some storage containers. And then once we unlock the industrial storage containers, I'll replace them with those. But honestly, it doesn't need to be such a too big of a place, you know. Right about here is probably going to be just fine. And we'll just put down some storage containers. We'll go, let's see, make sure this is pretty even. We can go even further back. Do 1, 2. Got one more over here. I guess we'll just keep going with this facing this way. We can just put them side by side, honestly. It's probably a lot more efficient. Get rid of these guys, put them side by side. And that's somewhat annoying me. Let me see if I can make it pretty even with each other. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Let's go 4 over. Alright, so now we've got 9, call it 10 storage containers. We don't have anything to mark them with, any signs. But for now, we'll just kind of put what we need where we need it. So, like, as an example, maybe this one will just be for iron plates. Then this one will be for modular frames. And this one over here will be for yada yada yada. Yeah, so that's everything we wanted to do today. So go ahead and wrap up the episode. To kind of recap, we added some extra power. Took way too long, but it is what it is. Finished the power, so that's good. And we got a bunch of extra energy now. Additionally, we unlocked steel, basic steel production, and made that factory down there, which is working pretty well. And then lastly, we have the storage down here that we just made. So in the next episode, look forward to me I'll probably hook up the rest of the steel factory off camera, and then finish work on the actual exterior and making sure it looks good. The towers, setting those up and everything, and then I'll kind of showcase to you guys what I've done off camera. But in the next episode, we'll see about probably, honestly, making that iron factory. So we'll just kind of tear everything down in this area and then make a right proper factory. Let me just check real quick what else we got. So the vehicular transport, logistics. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I might also get expanded power infrastructure just to make it a little easier for power's sake. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Hopefully it's not too long. I know I've been recording for over an hour at this point, which is way longer than I usually do, so we'll see what after editing looks like. But if you guys did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and catch you guys next time. See ya.